Alright guys, so as promised, I'm going to do a video on how to upgrade your trunnions in your stock LS rockers. So we take a look at this rocker. The trunnion is this part right inside here that rocks back and forth, and it rides on two bearings on either side of the rocker assembly itself. And so, as you can see, this trunnion has a limited range of movement just from factory. So obviously that's going to be directly related to how much lift this rocker is even capable of putting out. So what happens with these things is you can see in this bottom corner right here, these needle bearings in here. So these caps will start walking themselves out when you start putting more aggressive, high lift, high duration camshafts. And if these caps walk out, those needle bearings can all fall out into your engine and get sucked up in your oil pump sump and all sorts of things like that. So it's obviously something you don't want. So what we're trying to accomplish is eliminating that by putting in a new trunnion with some snap rings and some different bearings that prevent that issue from happening. So I'm going to show you guys how we do that. It's pretty easy. The kits aren't too expensive, so if you have an LS you're trying to upgrade, or even if you just want longevity out of any LS style motor, and as also the new LT motors this will apply to as well. But if you have any of those and you want to do a good upgrade for longevity or upgrade it for more horsepower, this is a must upgrade that you should do. So I'm going to show you guys a couple different ways on how to do this. So two tools that a lot of people should have access to do this are going to be a vise like this or an arbor press like this. You're probably more likely to have access to a vise, but I'll show you both anyway. So the first thing you need to do is we need to press this stock trunnion out. So I'll show you guys with the vise first. So you want to find something, and a socket will work pretty good, something that will fit the diameter or circumference of this trunnion, but smaller than the rocker assembly itself. So I picked a 13mm impact socket, and that happened to just fit it pretty good. So what you want to do is line this thing up to where you can press it out. But as you can see, you're going to be pressing it out the other end, so you need something to hold this rocker but allow the trunnion to be pushed out. So I grabbed a 24, I don't know if you guys can see that, 24mm socket, and the rocker fits on it pretty good, and it's recessed so the trunnion can be pushed into it. So I'm going to back this vise up to where I can line up both sockets and the rocker. Then I'm going to close the vise and push this trunnion through. Not gonna lie, it's a little bit tricky while trying to stay out of the way of the camera. Okay, there we go. So as you see, as I push it, the trunnion pops out. So let me show you guys what I was talking about. So, taking a look at this trunnion, now that it's pressed out, if this cap were to walk itself off, you have needle bearings that would just fall into your engine. And obviously you do not want any type of small metal objects that could be sucked up into your oil pump to be in your engine, because they're going to lead to catastrophic damage. So that's why we don't want this to happen to our stock rockers. So I'm going to throw these in the trash. Okay, so now we have just a rocker assembly by itself with no trunnion. So let's go back over here real quick. So any good trunnion upgrade kit you guys are going to get should come with all of the following. So you're going to have a new trunnion. You're going to get some new bearings. This is going to be your installation tool to help you install everything. And there should be 2 of them. And then you'll have some snap rings to hold the trunnion and bearings in place when you're done. So let's come back over to our vise. So we're going to close this a bit because we're not going to need it as far open anymore. So the first thing you want to do is take your new, or not your new, but your rocker assembly. Grab one of your new bearings. These bearings are directional, so you've got to follow instructions. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's some letters on the outside. And so you want those to be on the outside of the rocker, so the letter's facing out. So grab one of your bearings, line it up in your vise, and simply use the vise to press the bearing in until it bottoms out. And don't crank on this too hard. You don't want to damage your rocker arm. Okay, so bearing's in, it's flush. Don't push this cap out until you're ready to put the trunnion in, because it will not support these needle bearings and they'll fall out. So grab your new trunnion and simply push it in. And you can even use the trunnion to push out the cap that's holding the needles in, needle bearings, like that. And that way you won't drop any. So throw that in the trash. So now you want to grab your installation tool, which is one's gonna go on this side. You're gonna grab your second bearing, and you want to make sure you put that one the same way as well. So I'm gonna push it on like so until it gets started. Remove the cap again. Now you want to grab your other alignment tool, but what I like to do first is get it started without the alignment tool, because it's a little harder to do when it's not first started. So same thing, I'm going to squeeze it and just go gently till it bottoms out. Back it up. Now you want to put your other installation tool in. Make sure that lines up. That could be a little tricky. Okay, once you get it to line up, same thing. Close it till it bottoms out. And now you should have a trunnion that has no limit to its range of movement. And when we install these snap rings, it won't be able to allow the bearings to back out. So you'll never have a situation where your needle bearings are spread throughout your engine. So get a set of snap ring pliers, open up your snap ring, and install it on your trunnion. You want to make sure it clicks into place like that. And yeah, we're good there. We'll do the other side. And there you go, you have a fully upgraded trunnion. Now this is ready to be used on, you know, any high lift, high duration camshaft with an LS engine. There are higher upgrades you can go than this, but this is a really good start for any LS that you want to modify. Okay, as promised, I'll show you on the arbor press also, which is honestly a lot quicker, but once again, not everybody has an arbor press. So, same thing, open it up enough to where you can set your makeshift press tools up. So once you get everything lined up, you're gonna press until you fully press it out. And I flipped that so I don't drop the needles, bearings everywhere. And so yeah, once again, get your trunnion out. Throw your old bearings away. Take your new trunnion. Remember to line up your bearings the right way with the letters and numbers facing out. Then you want to install one bearing. So press till it bottoms out. Don't force it too hard, just till it bottoms out. Like so. Take your new trunnion, push it in, grab your alignment tool, grab your new bearing, push it in, just get it started. Remember, I like to start the bearing first before I put the other installation tool on. So just go till it bottoms out. Grab your other tool, line it up, push it down till it bottoms out. And once again, you're all set up. You just need to put your snap rings on and you'll be good to go. So yeah, that's pretty much it for upgrading your LS or LT style rockers. Your LT engines will also work just like this as well. So same exact process. All right guys, well, thanks for watching the video and I'll see you guys next time.